In this section, we will introduce strategic family therapy by looking at, firstly, how it emerged, its overarching themes, and as well as the theoretical formulations regarding the theory. Strategic family therapy emerged from the Palo Alto group in the 1950s. It impacted the entire field of family therapy, especially in the mid-70s to the mid-80s. It was based on the communications model of Batesman and derived from the general system theory and cybernetics, which we looked at in our first unit. The three main models that emerged were the Mental Research Institute, which is abbreviated as the MRI, and the leading figures in this model were Don Jackson and Paul Watzlawick. The second main model was strategic therapy, and that was the works of J. Haley and Chloe Mandins. And lastly, we have the third main model, which is the Milan systemic school of thought. And here the main figures involved are Sloveni Plazzoli, Luigi Boscolo, and Juliana Prata. If we consider the overarching themes that is consistent across these three models, strategic interventions are designed to, firstly, bypass resistance and downplay the importance of intrapsychic processes. All of these models share the belief that, firstly, therapy should be brief, people aren't pathological, and change can occur suddenly. In terms of the theoretical formulations that are consistent across the three models, the hallmarks of strategic therapy are using a set of novel strategies to solve family problems, generating change rather than generating insight, and circumventing resistance rather than dealing directly with it. If we consider the theoretical formulation looking at the MR group model specifically, this model was based on cybernetics, which is the first and second order change. Here, it is important to identify feedback loops that maintain problems, identify family rules that govern these feedback loops, and then change the feedback loop or the rules of the system. This approach is pragmatic, time-limited, and problem-focused. If we consider the theoretical formulations of the strategic approach, which is the work of Haley and Mandins, it combines aspects of structural and strategic approaches to treating families. In this approach, rules around family hierarchy are crucial. Techniques are strategic in nature. Assessment of problems in families is structural in nature in that we focus on the fact that families' problems are maintained by hierarchy and boundary problems. To counter problems payoff, Haley borrowed Erickson's technique of prescribing ordeals, so that the price for keeping a symptom outweighed that of giving it up. To illustrate, consider Erickson's famous maneuver of prescribing that an insomniac set his alarm every night to wake up and wax the kitchen floor. Haley tried to explain all therapy as based on ordeals, suggesting that people would change to avoid the ordeals inherent in being a client. Chloe Madden further added to Haley's model the function of the symptom, which can be described as, for example, kids using symptoms in an attempt to change parents. Madden's also focused on the fact that family problems are based on four intentions: the desire to control and dominate, to be loved, to love and protect others, and to repent and forgive. Lastly, if we consider the theoretical formulations of the Milan systemic model, here the focus was on power games in the family. This model also emphasized a multi-generational perspective. It examined covert family alliances and coalitions across generations, and saw symptoms as being used to protect family members. For example, a child could be seen as acting out in order to protect a dad's alcoholism.